Welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy.
It's not your time anymore, Phoenix. Fuck off.
All right, we're on to a new game.
Get him!
Oh wait, went straight to the museum.
Let's quit the game. No recording. Fuck this. We're done.
What?
You literally went on return to title, dude. You're literally gonna close the game.
Right. Anyway, we're finally gonna do this. Let's do this. Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. New game.
Apollo Buster's face, Bernie.
Bust this.
Busties.
All right, this is gonna auto skip, so keep your eyes peeled.
Don't even know if he's talking.
It's a painter.
I can't believe it's Larry Butts.
Chandelier.
Order.
Card.
I believe this
Two
next
cards.
line coming is Shotty's. Oh no,
I
wait.
don't know how it speaks.
Showdown time. It's Phoenix's, apparently.
I don't remember how my character speaks.
We
That's
actually don't know who says that.
Oh.
I grabbed the bottle and slammed.
I use Mind Crush.
Damn, someone really hit the bottle hard, huh?
It's a very ambiguous scene, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah. It's not even bloody. Why'd the hand look bloody when it wasn't even bloody?
I seem to be in a bit of trouble. Something like that. Dead. Someone hit him. Hard.
Oh,
Me? Please. The cops should be here any minute. I'm in your hands. Should it come to that.
Like, just
Now
how they had to
fucking
specify.
rest
I like how
Phoenix
he had to. Sorry, I like how he had to specify hard, as if hitting him lightly was not going to kill him.
Someone hit him. Hard.
I mean, if you hit someone lightly with something, I'm pretty sure you won't kill them.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
trauma.
yeah, then what's the point of specifying hard and like,
Alright.
Alex, knees weak, palms are sweaty.
oh, spaghetti.
Mom spaghetti. Panicked. Palms sweaty. I could admit it. I'm nervous.
Knees weak, palms are heavy.
I
Lawrence.
didn't even think about what voice to give him. I've got to be honest.
This is a great time to have this problem.
Look, I didn't think about this.
You literally had 2 weeks, bro.
Ah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You look tense, Justice. Wound up tight.
Wound up, sir? No, I'm loose. I'm fine.
I don't think you want to say you're loose, buddy. That screeching noise, is that your voice? I suppose it's to be expected. Your first trial is a homicide, I guess. Justice doesn't start small, eh?
I'm fine. I got up at 5 a.m. to do my Chords of Steel voice workout. I'm totally fine.
Ah, that explains it. I did detect a certain rasping quality to your reach.
I overdid it again.
I have no problem doing his voice right.
It's not bad.
Good. You know, your client today is a good friend of mine. I wouldn't want to let him down, if you get my drift.
If you lose this case, you're fired.
Drift gotten, sir. I'm all over that drift. I
Like
drift
my
so
life.
hard I'm an initial D.
So I'm in fucking Mario Kart. As it happens, I dined with him on the night of the murder. We can't let this case fall through.
Yes, I'm fine, sir.
One more thing.
No, nothing.
Don't say you're fine quite so much. And don't say get your cable. People might take you the wrong way. I'll be preparing our case. You might want to introduce yourself to the client.
My name is Apollo Justice.
Liar!
If it isn't clear already, I'm a new attorney. And today is my first duel. Not that I'm worried or anything. The defendant has been accused of murder. My boss wants to help him out, of course, and so do I. I mean, there's no way he did it. Not him. No way.
Look at the hobo.
He did it.
Whoa! Good morning.
Morning. It's all up to you today.
First trial, nervous. Meeting him, cardiac arrest.
Can't believe Apollo fucking died already.
I think I'm supposed to say something. Help?
So you're...
Fine, I'm fine.
Ah, Mr. Fine, is it? I did remember you having an odd name.
Well, we're off to a great start. Are you sure you're okay? I mean, with me? Mr. Gavin is a top-notch defense attorney, and he's your friend, so why?
You'll see. You can do it. Be confident.
I'm really sorry this happened to you. I mean,
It's time. Shall we?
yeah, yes, sir. Okay, I need to focus. First trial, here comes justice.
And it don't come cheap.
As opposed to there goes justice. I can't believe we're back in the courtroom.
Right, I'm the judge, aren't I? Yeah.
It's time.
Here we
Watch
go.
out.
The court is now in session. It's your boy Iffy.
Prowler
He's
Payne.
here.
I'm gonna go back to campaign. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is fine. I mean, ready, Your Honor. Mine going blank. Don't panic. Too late.
Your name was Mr. Justice. And this is your first trial.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm fine. Really.
Are you quite sure? Your voice sounds a bit strained.
Like yours doesn't.
Mr. Gavin,
Yes, Your Honor.
I was under the impression that you would be heading up this case.
That was my intention, yes. However, a defense attorney must always see to his client's wishes,
So if
even if they're a complete and utter dumbass.
so if Phoenix asks you for a McDonald's, does that mean you become Uber Eats for a day?
No, I get Edgeworth to do it for me. And my client was specifically requesting Mr. Justice.
Well, of course he wants justice, but to entrust his case to this greenhorn, why? I do not exaggerate when I say that you're the best defense attorney in town, Mr. Gavin.
Okay, so Gavin's got trial experience. Fine. But does he have cords of steel?
Does he have elemental hero Avion? Then let's begin. The defendant may enter the courtroom. This is truly an unfortunate turn of events. I'm sorry we had to meet again under these circumstances. Long time no see, Mr. Wright. Let's put the past behind us, shall we? These days I'm merely Phoenix Wright, piano player.
Mr. Wright, how could this have happened?
I won't speak of it further then. If the prosecution would be so kind as to explain the charges, Mr. Payne.
To think I saw you into this room as a fresh attorney, and now I see you leave in chains.
I like that way.
Sucks to be you.
Ah, Winston Payne. Subtle as ever, I see.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
Unlike that balding forehead.
How many pimps
He
today?
appears to have muted his mic,
Trying us to come up.
I guess.
Ahem. We are waiting.
He is indeed typing. Okay, that's fine. We'll just resume, just to keep things moving. Alright, Lawrence, go.
The crime occurred at a Borscht Bowl Club, a Russian restaurant. The defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright, took the victim a customer. And he hit him, whack on the head, smack, killed him cold.
A customer at the restaurant, you say, as opposed to any other customer.
No, it was a customer at the piano shop.
And the defendant, you say he was...
Pianist for the club, it seems.
Phoenix, right, a pianist.
Yes, he peed on the floor. This is the weapon that took the victim's life, a bottle of grape juice. Grape juice is apparently our defendant's drink of choice.
Not the fermented kind. Standard kind. A lot of people thought that this was actually censorship for wine. Because wine is also made of grapes, but in Japan it is also grape juice.
If you let it ferment enough, it will become wine.
I don't think that's how it works. The grapes need to ferment first before you make a drink
Also,
out of
grape
it.
juice is just like really sugary.
Yeah.
So,
I love grape juice. Grape juice is awesome. The court accepts the deadly bottle as evidence.
Oh, we can read our shit, by the way, while waiting.
I mean, sure. It's only special. They're all Apollo's descriptions as well.
Oh, hey, we can examine them in detail as well, can't we?
We can.
Behold. Badge.
wow, look at my badge.
Look
oh,
at this
wait.
badge.
I can zoom in, and I can zoom out, but I can't move the
maybe,
camera.
Maybe you can't move down swiftly. What about the bottom?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there you go.
I'm back, baby.
He's back.
He's back.
No, I'm not finished.
Lies.
I'm not talking to you guys, or I gotta leave.
What? No, come back.
It sounds like you were talking to someone else for a second there.
That's fine.
A strong bottle.
Something to note, Justice. All evidence is found in the court record. That button you just, looked at, 2 seconds ago. Make a practice of checking it frequently.
The court record. Right, I've heard of that.
You should have.
You just looked at it.
You passed the bar.
I've heard of that.
Use E. Look at the evidence so far.
E.
I'm confident in your ability. I'm
It could be
confident in your ability to handle this.
Right, just use E. Sounds like it's time for some hands-on action.
Don't ever say that again.
No, we have to say E.
So,
He's
the
loose and he
victim-
has hands-on experience, huh?
The victim was a customer at this restaurant. But just who was this, Shoddy Smith fellow?
You believe he was a traveler, y'all?
A traveler?
Yes, he would never pass the fucking ball. He'd be traveling like a little bitch.
That's not...
The punches.
Across the land looking for more holes.
According to his passport, he had been out of the country for a number of years.
that is not what traveling is, it is.
He's a traveler.
Traveling's a basketball infraction where you move the ball without dribbling.
By the way, guess what? Rob?
What?
Press P.
P?
P, yes.
Doesn't do anything.
It's on the screen. It says you press T to open something.
Oh, T?
So see that? Now if we mess up by skipping a line, we don't have to worry about it anymore.
Fair enough. That is true.
Just so you know to use that in the future.
Fair enough.
He only returned to this country recently, though his place of residence is unclear.
And he had some sort of connection with the defendant.
I have no fucking idea, but yeah, sure. Yeah,
Why not?
I don't fucking know who people know and don't know.
I just pay attention to me and me alone. You ain't got
We
time for
really
this
first
bullshit.
met at the Borscht Bowl Club on the night of the crime.
The
They didn't know each
BBC.
other. Yeah, the BBC.
If they had only just met, then why murder?
What's with that face? The game's graphics look weird for me in this game for some reason. His face looks so weird there.
Perhaps the
I
victim
don't know.
slighted the defendant's piano playing?
Bitch, should I know? But sure, maybe that what's happened, yeah. It doesn't appear to have been the case, no. It might have had to be nothing to do with the defendant's lack of playing skills. At least, not piano playing. I'll let this photo explain what I mean. Watch out.
Oh, I had an absolute fucking bender last night, Jesus.
Lawrence and Benders, what the fuck is up with you, man?
Look, there's alcohol on this. Literally, unless you knew that was grape juice on the table, it looks like a fucking alcohol bottle. You can't
As you
tell
can
me I can't
see,
use this
The
invitation.
game of poker was in progress after this bender. Huh.
Wait a second, this man's on a bender! Also, isn't poker gambling? That's a crime in and of itself.
What?
Apparently gambling's illegal in this universe.
Indeed. I know, gambling's legal anywhere.
Not what? You
Indeed.
literally have casinos.
Yeah, that's the only place where you can legally do it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know how to. I don't know what the laws of gambling are.
You can't gamble in a place that's not a casino. Indeed,
about
it
gambling
appears that the
online?
friend.
What about gambling online?
What's gambling online?
To be fair, that means the website counts as a casino for the purposes of it.
I guess. Ollie is playing Max Payne 3.
Hi, Ollie.
I want to become the best. I don't even know what my line is anymore because of this fucking voice in my
Press
head.
T.
I can press T. Here we go.
Indeed, it appears the defendant has fallen to become the basest sort of criminal.
I'll have
Thank
to fix
you,
the...
other voice in my
He's
head.
the basest source of criminal.
He's based.
Ollie.
Mr. Phoenix is based.
Base!
Apparently Christoph objects to me being based.
It is true the defendant is based and was engaged in a game of poker with the victim. Yet it was only that, a game. In the purest sense, a competition, Your Honor.
Yeah,
One
that is
could
true.
say
The
it was a game of League of
money or
Legends.
profit is adjourned.
Sorry, Gumshoe's not in this anymore.
It's like pachinko can happen in Japan.
Ah, fair enough.
A competition? What?
Yes, a test of wits, a silent clash of passions. Have you ever heard of a fucking competition, Payne?
Card games on motorcycles.
Sure. Only the cards, their backs wreathed in blue flame, know its final outcome.
The fuck?
You wanna speak fucking English?
I don't know. Would you like to speak Japanese like this game is natively taking place in? That's what I fucking thought.
Anyways, the cards on the table had blue backs, Your Honor. I believe the defense was waxing poetic in an attempt to mystify those present and impress women.
That's the holes.
That'll be our first order of business here then. Impressing women.
Impressing hoes.
Alright. We've got the pimp in the courtroom, let's go.
Just a word of warning, Your Honor. He's wholly loyal.
To find out more about this fatal game of cards.
I can't believe we're playing Inscription.
Very well, defendant. You will testify to the court about the inscription competition held the night of the crime. My pleasure.
This is it. My first trial. Here goes nothing. Should be here goes something, actually.
Here goes something of nonsense. Ah,
I'm a pianist by trade, yet I can hardly play at all.
isn't it pianist?
It doesn't really matter as long as you understand the fucking words that are coming out of my mouth, because that is how language works. My real job is to take on interested customers over at the poker table. The room where we play and the competition in there are the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. And that's all it is. A game. And our customers are happy.
They are?
Yes.
Well, I'm not.
A pianist who can't play piano.
Pianist who cannot play piano.
God damn. Better than an offended who can't defend.
Oh, wait!
Take that.
Playing with the bird.
That was a sick burn.
May want to call the ambulance here.
Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination, and the bailiff can call an ambulance for Phoenix Wright's burnt arse.
Right, Your Honor. Let's get that ambulance.
His burnt arms. He's not fucking
My
gross.
first
He's not gross, bird.
cross-examination. Don't blow it.
Are you alright? You're sweating bullets.
Bullets? Where?
Get down!
Right here. Points his gun at his head. It's figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too.
My brain feels strained and raspy, sir.
That's relatable.
You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher?
What to do? Should I ask Mr. Gavin for a refresher course in cross-examination?
Fuck off.
You've done this so many times.
No need for help here, sir. I think I've got this one covered.
I think you'd better do more than think. You know it, or you do not.
There is no try.
I'm fine. The cords of steel are ready for battle. My weapons, press and present.
As the game still gives us the fucking tutorial. Find any inconsistencies and any lies in the testimony and reveal them to the court.
It's like you lied to giving us the option of skipping this.
That is cross-examination. Learn it. Know it. Do it. Do it.
Bastard son.
Do it.
Inconsistencies, lies. Phoenix Wright?
All of these things have something in common.
As if Phoenix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it.
Have you not seen any of the past games, Apollo?
The defense may begin the cross-examination.
It doesn't cover the screen anymore.
That makes me sad as well. This is
looks
fine.
weird too. Now we can see that there's 5 bars now.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, it's because the bar never had any relevance because it was still 5 instances. But representing as at a bar makes it obvious when there's more than one drop. My real job is to take the room where we play the competition of the club's main attractions. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. That's all it is, a game, and our customers are happy. Okay. I think we don't have enough information here.
What do we have in our inventories, real quick?
That is a good question.
Because usually with the first one, they usually give us the first thing they give us is something to present in the first game. So what do we have?
We have Attorney's Badge, Smith's Autopsy Report, Crime Photo 1, and a Deadly Bottle.
What's the crime scene photo, real quick? And also the autopsy, because you can look at those in more detail.
Yep, sure.
Is that 1 deck or 2 decks in that photo?
The photo don't show one of them.
I definitely think that there's no direct contradictions here.
Fair enough, because we've got Preston.
Let's see. My real job is to take on... Okay, that's fine. The rules are simply play a game using 2 decks of cards.
I guess that was the one we got to press. My beer! Hold it!
2 decks of cards?
A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip in cards. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor.
Precisely. Cards on the table, cards upon the floor. Each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad sweep of cards. It's poetic, really.
Incidentally, we used 2 types of cards at the club. 1 deck of cards was red, the other blue. As I recall, in poker, you make 5 card hands. I can see it would be easy to cheat. Yes, a game of hands.
That you're about to catch.
Press.
So, you claimed you weren't gambling?
That's right. It was simply a game.
You didn't bet any money? Not even a little?
The only thing at stake in our game was pride itself. Oh, well put, Mr. Wright. I've got a mind to play a hand of poker myself. The stake's your fate.
Can we get back to the trial now?
I
can't imagine Mr. Wright lying in a testimony.
Isn't it a little early to be jumping to conclusions? This is your first cross-examination. Take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press.
Right, I got it. I'm fine. Time to listen to that testimony again.
Alright, let's do this.
Pianist.
I'm gonna just press everything, fuck it.
You can hardly play.
Or play hardly.
Well, I play sometimes when customers demand it. So I play them 1 song. That's usually all they want. It's my objection theme.
Was that supposed to be a boast just now?
The title of pianist is a mask, a respectable face I wear for the world at large. Then why are you really at the Borscht Bowl Club? What?
I don't worry about it.
I mean, if it's a gag, go for it.
They pay you just to play poker?
That would seem to be the case. I am a professional, after all.
I check pride in that statement. Just hard for an honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine.
Yes. Your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston.
Correct.
Fuck you.
I've played poker for 7 years in that little room. And I've never lost. Once.
What?
You see why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, I'm quite a draw.
Wait, you're the king of games?
As I
Probably
said,
is
I'm a
Yugi.
professional.
He's played poker for 7 years and not lost
I can't believe
once.
I can't believe he's played Yu-Gi-Oh for 7 years. I haven't lost.
Is that even possible?
And now for the final prize. Okay.
The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction?
It has quite a history, actually. The Borscht Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day.
The black market?
Opposed to the white market.
All in the past. Things like the black market are only on the silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say, there were a lot of deals being made under the table. Right there in that room. A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, Lagoon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now.
That window does look like it would be good for keeping a lookout, but little else.
That room had the room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, they come to play poker in a room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good, clean fun.
Unlike that floor.
This competition you're talking about, I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently.
That's right! It was a simple game after all.
Are you sure?
Huh?
People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room the very moment the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense.
I completely let that one slip by.
Don't despair yet, Justice.
Sir?
Right, there's something I'd like to make clear. Namely, your connection to the case at hand. I'd like to hear it from you.
Sure, why not? Very well, the defendant will amend his testimony.
Just one little press. And I've got myself a whole new testimony.
More like 5 little presses.
Right. Actually, just to save us some time, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start recording these all at once and just upload them as a... Rather than uploading them as 30-minute snippets, I'll just upload them together, because it's just faster.
I can't believe this. We're not going to say welcome back anymore until this is like a new recording session. Now people will know.
It makes it easier. And it means that people get more content rather than me missing an upload and then them not getting it.
I guess it means more flow.
Yeah. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon.
Wait a second, flow. Alex is playing Jaden as Apollo. I can't believe it's time to go with the flow and high five to Sky.
Wait, hold on. Doesn't this bear the... Hold on.
Yeah. I messed it up! So
Oh,
you
we got
say
an
you didn't
achievement.
touch the murder weapon.
Opening objection! That's the first sentence thing.
This
So-
grape juice bottle,
It's actually orange juice!
right?
So I said... Something the matter, Mr. Justice?
Yeah. Damn, I'm pretty. Too bad our defense attorney never learned how to play dumb.
What's this, Mr. Payne?
I examined the bottle in question, see? And it was covered with defendant's fingerprints. Yeah.
Objection!
No need to shout, Mr. Justice! I can hear you just fine! Fuck me!
Such yelling can damage the judge's ears. And our case.
but what about my cords of steel?
What about your cords of steel?
Anyway, what's so strange about fingerprints on a bottle in a restaurant?
Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he did...
Objection! Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Yeah?
Huh?
But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down.
Upside down? What does that mean?
We're
They were upside down.
kangaroo court, bitch! It means he was holding the bottle inverted. There can only be one reason for that. Wabunk! Yes. Yes. Rain someone with the bottle.
Ah!
Face.
Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse.
Oh. I see no problem, Justice.
Huh?
The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything you'll see.
Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This can hurt your case.
I'm sure he's uncooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason.
You can't do that. He's pleading the fifth.
No, you can do that. This is kangaroo court.
Yeah, to be fair, pleading the fifth is an actual thing in this game series.
I mean, yeah.
And just simply choosing not to testify to something and then waiving it later is entirely doable.
I mean, yeah. You can't be judged on what's
So,
on your
to
side.
be fair, they do mention that if you choose not to say something and then say something later in trial, then it becomes a problem. But he's actively withholding information he chooses not to say in trial until he decides he wants to waive it later. So that's fine, I think.
I whip
Anyways,
my hand back and forth. I whip my hand back and What?
Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something.
And what might that be, Mr. Gavin?
I have a gun. He's innocent. Now. On the night of the crime, who was it that reported the murder to the police?
Ollie, stop loading Max Payne 3.
Can you just turn off, like, friends notifications?
I will try, but I don't know how to do it.
Shout out to Ollie.
Shout out to fucking Ollie.
Reported?
Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Red. Still, that.
Really?
The disabled
Yes,
friend
but
of
according to the case file, the murder was reported near the scene. A call from a defendant's cell phone.
But I mean, that doesn't
Found
mean
it.
shit, because
found out
Yeah, we played Among Us. We know the self-report.
Yeah.
Frank Solid also called the police, but then again he was a witness, not a defendant.
Near the scene?
What's up?
I'm gonna post it in the chat. This is how you turn off the notifications. And
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's fine.
it's just the future, in case you don't want to deal with all these bullshit. Later,
Literally, everyone who's bringing it up is you.
because it's annoying.
It is relevant, so don't worry.
You guys are weird. Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we?
The scene is the bender. Let's take a look.
The victim was murdered in a small room in the basement, 2 floors down from the ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down.
Make you eat those words.
The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above the ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant.
I see, and this is the phone that made the call. Does it still have the not the Six Samurai, the Steel Samurai ringtone?
Does it still have the Edgeworth face marks?
Yeah.
The defendant could have just left the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported it to the authorities.
And then promptly threw it at Edgeworth's face.
Oh shit. And you claim he's being uncooperative?
Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this.
I think the prosecution has told our client enough for the time being.
Told. I assure you, no one is more serious about.
Uh-huh.
Lawrence?
What? Did you say 1 moment?
Apparently. Well,
What was it you said?
there we go.
The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred. How can you possibly know this? I can't believe Payne was the killer.
That's a good question. How indeed, Mr. Payne?
The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution is the murderer and has a decisive witness.
That's good as they say you are.
I can't believe Payne has a decisive witness to his own murder.
So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean they witnessed the crime.
Everything up till now has just been a warm-up, Justice. Are you ready?
Very well, the prosecution may call its first witness to the stand. And who the fuck is Oh, it's me. Okay.
Wait, I can't believe it's the judge.
It will state her name and profession.
Hold on just a moment, I'm not ready. Where is the witness?
He's blind.
I might need some glasses.
It's a matter she has been threatened by the defense's demonic-looking horns.
You're demonic.
So I used a little hair gel. Relax, people.
Have no fear, if any horns point in your direction, this court will cut them off.
You are sure?
I swear it's on my gavel. Please come out.
Isn't violence against hair a crime, Your Honor?
Well, if you are sure it is okay.
Now, the prosecution. Whoa, wait a minute. Would the prosecution care to explain the witness's, paraphernalia?
Yes.
What means?
She is a professional, Your Honor. Those are merely the tools of her trade.
Paraphernalia. Let's take a look, because learning with Phoenix Wright is useful.
Learning with Phoenix
Miscellaneous articles,
Wright.
especially the equipment needed for a particular activity.
Those are trade. She's.
And that would be...
My name is Olga Orly. I am employed as a waitress in Borscht Bowl Club restaurant.
And what's the point of the camera?
Then why the camera?
Of course, it is my pride to serve Borscht, its naming restaurant. But I also perform, how it is said, other service.
I'm taking one of these other services taking the customer's pictures.
Dada, like for example, this one.
So I'm telling you.
That's the defendant?
So I'm telling you, Strata should call off the ban list, right?
Indeed, on the night of the murder, Stratos was banned.
Like, seriously, like, understand. Like, Strata's, like, have you seen the Metro Review these days? Strata's really isn't that bad of a card these days. They should just take it off the
Johnny's
list.
fucking sat down with Phoenix and is waxing lyrical about how they should ban Baron.
That's what I mean.
They did do it today. Yippee!
We just skipped the line. He's history.
Sorry. No, I didn't skip the line. This is my line. I said it.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Indeed, that is the victim.
I'm the victim. Well, like my own bollocks.
Order in the court. Listen,
I want
wanna
a
have
Big
you
Mac, Your Honor.
Can I have some fries, sir?
not that kind of order. This is quite a piece of evidence to casually drop into our laps.
It is the same way as I drop cold bowls of borscht on laps of customers. Casually.
What they?
Then the court will casually accept this new evidence.
Court August 1st, but casually added to the court record.
Now, witness, where were you at the time of the murder?
I was in room. The hideout, we call it.
Excuse me? The hideout?
It is room where famous gangster Bad Guy was arrested.
He may be bad guy, but he is not bad guy.
Is room where a murder took place.
What?
Your look of utter surprise. It is lovely. I will post my courtroom door later for you. Dada, photos will be numbered, and you will write which ones you want copy of.
What the fuck is this? A roller fucking theme park?
So there were 3 people in the room at the time of the crime. The victim, Shoddy Smith, Mr. Wright,
That's me.
and... Olga O'Reilly, our witness? And if Mr. Wright isn't the killer, that means...
Whoa.
Very well, witness. You will testify to the court about that night's events.
Paul, you're jumping to conclusions, my guy.
Slow down, Apollois.
That night, customer asked to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with hats on. Dada. The victim, he plays full-time with hand unlocked at his neck.
No, your dada's not here.
Then, last hand is done. But something terrible has happened. That man flew at victim and is strangling him to death.
Hold on a moment.
Incidentally, who won the game?
Isn't it obvious? The winner was the victim, Mr. Smith. Why would he kill him if he was
Objection!
winning?
That's ridiculous. Because Mr. Wright can't lose.
He's right.
Justice. Maybe you can come up with a more legitimate objection.
But he hadn't lost in 7 years.
Take it from me, kid. Shit happens. Didn't lose the case my first 7 years as a prosecutor either. Incidentally, there's some evidence here. Look at that. Check that. These are the poker chips on the very moment of the crime. The hand and chips on this side belong to the defendant, Mr. Bitch. Those on the far side belong to the victim, Mr. Smith.
Chips, you say? Sounds delicious.
I mean, yes. Imagine that poker is war. The hand is your army, and the chips are the spoils.
Well, I know that. After all, in my youth, I was known as the poker head of courtroom number 3.
What courtroom number is this one?
2.
Well, I guess you ain't king of nothing here, bitch.
I see no king besides me.
I think he means poker face.
No,
Looking
no,
at
no,
this
no, I meant
picture,
Pokerhead.
It does seem that most of the chips are on the victim's side of the table.
Yeah, but the red ones are worth more.
Very well, the defense may cross-examine the witness.
We already know what the evidence is. It's like, he did die from strangulation.
Yeah. Oh shit!
Hold it!
Did not mean to do
Hold it!
that, but I guess we're reading it now.
But the defendant would never do such a thing.
Well, no, I can't say I've ever heard the defense try this tactic.
If possible, please refrain from embarrassing me.
Still, why would anyone do something like this over a game of poker?
Perhaps it is because the defendant has lost game?
It's a crazy defeat for a man undefeated. It always is with men like him. Winners make sore losers of how the mighty fall, and the oak on the tree.
Go ahead, I believe you know what it is you need to do.
Right, sir. Leave it to me.
Okay, this
There were
is
only
already been
3
said.
people in the room.
Yeah,
Oh, we did this already.
yeah. That's a new line, though.
I've got you now. Oh, really?
It is... Jesus Christ, the controls for this is really weird. I need to just assist this with my mouse.
It's the second one, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Strangled, you say? That's odd.
Normal customers only choke on Borscht.
Bada.
No, I mean, this report shows that the victim died of a blow to the head. Miss O'Reilly, really now? Did you witness the crime?
Oh,
Looking at the picture, doesn't seem like he was hit. He's still wearing his hat and everything.
there's also no strangulation marks.
Oh, if he's not here.
Yeah, I think he said he was dosing period for a second.
Lawrence, take over, please.
Yes, it's a fact that he was hit, Your Honor.
Oof.
Here's a photo we took of the victim with his hat off during our investigation.
Holy
Well,
shit, he's the Avatar?
That's quite shocking,
I
isn't
can't-
it? He's the
I can't-
Avatar.
I can't believe he's the Avatar.
His head certainly was hit.
He wiped the arrow from his forehead.
But I've seen it happen. The defendant, he lunged at victim, his neck.
Oh, really, miss? Oh, really? I
Oh,
think
really?
I've caught you in your own lie this time.
Justice. I admire your enthusiasm, but perhaps you should think through once more.
What do you mean? I found a contradiction.
That means he wins, right?
Yeah. There's one thing in her testimony that troubles me.
Very well. Seems we should continue the cross-examination.
There's such a thing as thinking too much. This horse is dead. Let's stop beating it.
There's such a thing as thinking aloud too much, too.
Also, that horse asked for it. Night customer has asked me to deal cards for game. It was cold. Both players played with baton.
That's messed up, man.
The victim he plays whole time. Oh, this is an entirely new testimony?
The second one,
Oh, yeah. That
No,
night
this is-
customer
this-
ahed me to deal cards for game.
no,
It
the
was
second,
cold,
the
both
second one,
players-
sorry. How did he...
The victim he plays whole time with the hand unlocked at his neck, then left hand is done. But something terrible has happened, After the defendant tried to strangle victim, he hit him with bottle.
Oh, they added that one.
This is an entirely new testimony, which is really weird. Oh, fuck.
Go ahead. I know what you need to do, Apollo. I'm thinking it's like the second.
It was cold, both players play with hand. The victim he plays the whole time with hand on his neck, then last hand is done, but something terrible has happened. Okay. We need to actually press some details, so let's press on this.
His locket?
I believe it was good luck charm, He gripped it many times as he played that night.
Yes, he must have felt as though it might carry him to the moon and the stars, though if it was small enough to fit around his neck, it wouldn't have much lift.
That's what they said about cryptocurrency.
The defense would like a clarification. This is crypto we're talking about?
Apparently.
I mean, a pendant with a picture on it, right? Not something on the blockchain?
Of course, I knew that. It was probably an NFT shaped like a rocket, that's why she called it that.
No, an NFT is not a locket.
History.
It didn't skip, it was auto skip.
I know, but history.
It doesn't matter what shape it is.
It's considered bad form to be poke fun at the hard of hearing in our society.
Hard of hearing or hard of understanding?
So what happens next?
He's back.
Something terrible has happened,
Hold it.
Elaborate, goddamn.
Something terrible?
The defense will refrain from needless shouting.
Sorry, I need to seriously reconsider this vocal training thing.
Now, Miss O'Reilly, can you tell us what happened, please?
Oh, I was so frightened. I tremble with fear.
What?
That's it.
That's it.
Fine.
That's it.
That's it.
Show's over.
Fuck's sake.
Was there a sign of a struggle?
Present.
His neck's completely untouched as well, by the way. Pretty sure if you look at the picture on the second one.
Yeah, hat removed during the investigation.
Yeah. Also, where's his locket?
Oh, right,
Locket
yeah.
is gone then.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, where's his locket? Where the fuck is it?
That's a fair point.
Present.
I
Objection!
didn't even notice that. I'm losing my edge.
You know,
That's
there
because-
was
that's
one
because
here. Oh, you go first.
Like I say, it's because we haven't looked at the actual evidence and didn't think because usually we should be looking at shit rather than
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, there was one curious part in her testimony, just like Mr. Gavin said. But what does it mean?
Mr. Justice, would you care to explain what it is you're thinking so intensely about?
Recall the testimony, Your Honor.
about why you're bold.
Damn, Gavin. That's a sick bird. The victim played with his hand on locket at his neck, I believe she said.
I'm about to fucking raise an objection to the victim's grammar.
I
Are
am.
you grammar Nazi, Apollo?
I'm about to object to the witness's grammar.
Shut the fuck up, voice in the sky. You don't exist.
No, but take a look at this photograph.
Look at this graph.
Do you see a locket on the victim's neck?
Yes, right there. Well done, Justice. I'm impressed. I knew you'd be able to handle this.
But what does it mean?
If we are to believe this witness's testimony as is, then the locket disappeared following the victim's death.
Lockets don't just disappear, Your Honor.
Disappear. It's quite simple when you think about it. If the locket is gone, someone must have taken it off, no?
Taking it off? Wait, you don't mean...
The defendant wasn't strangling the victim at all. He was taking off his locket. Wouldn't that explain it?
Oh.
The fuck?
If his ad-libs are great. Defendant, what do you have to say to this?
Fuck the police. Meanwhile, on his neck.
Who said fuck the police? You're held in contempt of court.
You're in contempt of court, Your Honor.
Say, yes? I just noticed this, but you have something hanging around your neck, don't you? Oh,
Yeah, it's called a neck.
you mean this? Yes, it's a locket with a photograph inside. A photo of my dog.
Come again?
Mr. Wright, you have a daughter?
No, you only have to do it once.
We confirmed at the time of the arrest. Picture in the locket is indeed Mr. Wright's daughter. He's a baby daddy now.
So Mr. Wright got some? Why don't I buy that this is just a coincidence?
He's a fucking nerd to get laid.
Well now, if the results of this poker game led to the murder, perhaps we should hear a bit more about the outcome of the game?
Here, the testimony won't really be necessary. It's clear the defendant lost badly, like a little bitch.
Miss Orley, you will testify to the court about the game played between the victim and the defendant.
Da.
Nah, actually.
Witness testimony.
Nah.
Nah.
The game began with 3,500 point in chips for each man. House chips come in two sizes, small and large. Like balls of Borscht. The one who was winning, it was victim. For the last hand, defendant play with all chips on table and lose. The moment loss was decided, defendant grabs bottle from table and...
Well, we all know that's wrong.
Indeed, looking at this picture, don't seem to be a one-sided game.
Yes, the court knows poker was a defendant's life. Failure must have been a bitter pill to swallow, huh?
Oh, how many times have I heard these words? I done it in a fit of anger, Your Honour, and now I regret what I've done. A common tale, but true.
I mean, that has never happened in this game.
Methinks the judge watches too many old court movies. Mr. Wright said he hasn't lost in 7 years, so this testimony must
I
be
can't
wrong.
believe it because he hasn't lost in 7 years doesn't mean he can't lose today. It's physically impossible.
Apollo's out here like fucking Seto Kaiba after Yugi loses to Raphael. Yugi lost!
I thought he had the special Yugi.
Let's press
now
this,
Yeah.
because we need to get the point total.
It might be the
Hold
second
it.
express.
Are those the usual starting points? We usually start with 8,000 in the Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG.
For sake sake.
Only 4,000 if you count the anime.
Were any special rules used?
No, not special. Usual game, usual rules.
If each man began with 3,500 points, then the total would be, carry the two, exactly 7,000 points.
Please, this isn't calculus. It's not even long division.
Max jokes. Bada bing.
Okay, this didn't do it. Oh,
Y'all
okay.
some fucking
Press that one.
nerds!
You are right.
Hold
I
it.
suppress this one.
Are the chips in this photo all the chips that were used?
Da, of course.
Hmm? Something's fishy with these chips. Should I press
Yes.
harder?
Yes.
Maybe you can
Yes,
explain a bit
harder,
about
Daddy.
these chips.
Can I eat them?
Explain? What is there to be explained?
Does it taste? Is it made of potato?
Objection! Poker chips are poker chips. They're not fish and chips. Not a chip off the old block. Not a motorcycle chip. You fucking skip my line, you little shit.
It's automatic.
Fucking
It's
chip
automatic.
you in the dick.
It's automatic. They blame the game.
Fuck
At least we
that.
can do this now.
No
Yeah.
fish and chips is not chip off the old block. No motorcycle cop. No, look at that thing.
Apparently,
But you're not saying they're not Lays.
Payne just started fucking rapping for no reason. He started dropping bombs.
So is it? It's not Edward's sandwich. It's not.
Thanks.
And
Now
there
I
is no
pressed her.
Santa Claus.
There's no Santa Claus. There's no Easter Bunny, and there is no Queen of England.
Oh, that doesn't age well, though.
I know the movie is just unfortunate.
Oh, Jesus.
Why am I
None
thinking
of
of
that.
The movie.
Why am I
is-
thinking of Megamind right now? Now that I've pressed her, I better ask something. What are these chips worth? Are they in dollars or rubles even?
Yet, as I have been saying before, it was game, not gambling. Hard perhaps for capitalists to
Oh
understand.
no!
I can't believe Olga Orley's a fucking communist.
2 types of chip, 100 points chip and 1000 points chip. It is not money, da.
Justice.
Sir,
No gambling allowed. And don't you find her comment interesting?
yeah, she called us capitalists, sir.
Yes. I'll have it added to her testimony myself.
Please do.
Well, does the defense want the witness to add to her testimony? Yeah, of course we do.
Yeah, I want it on record. She
Yeah,
called
she-
me a capitalist. I do think this deserves further scrutiny. Add it to the testimony. I wish I knew where I was going with this,
I
though.
wish I knew you. I wish I knew too, buddy.
Well, witness, if you would be so kind.
Da, your honor. Apollo is capitalist.
That's all it says. It
What
presents.
kind of chip is worth 100 points?
Yeah, that kind of is what the... Okay. And now the problem is that the chips no longer add up.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm not
We're mapping this
capitalist.
out. Objection!
I'm not capitalist. I'm
You're
I'm a
sure it was the
socialist.
victim who won? Absolutely sure?
Seems our new attorney is a bit confused. Glances at pictures enough to tell you who won if you're not in kindergarten.
Just for safety's sake, could you explain the problem to the court?
Of course, Your Honor. In this photo, I see small chips and I see large chips. Tell me, which were worth 1,000 points?
And the big ones, of course, duh.
Oh, I thought so too. But then the totals don't add up.
The what?
Let's review what the witness told us. Each man started with 3,500 points in chips, and the combined total value of the chips was 7,000 points.
Yes, if my calculations are correct. Let's see. 3 plus 1, carry the 5.
They are, Your Honor. Now, look at this photo that allegedly shows all the chips.
All the chips.
If the big chips are worth 1,000 points and the small chips are worth 100, and you add them up,
Bitch, how much is it? I don't math. Not a
but
nerd.
I do. Do it yourself. You aren't in kindergarten, are you?
Oh,
Bitch, I might be.
10,600 points. The chips don't add up.
The chips be lying.
This clearly contradicts the witness's testimony. I'm not a capitalist now.
no, I'm just a capitalist.
But why? How could this capitalist be right?
Wait, actually, Payne also. I can't believe everyone in this courtroom is a communist except Apollo.
Jesus.
Exactly, Justice. Now that you know what, you must determine the why.
Right. There's only one possible way to explain this contradiction.
Both were right. No, starting position. No. Count chip count. No, both should be chip count. Ugh,
No, they're both right.
both all right. Yeah.
Each man began the game with 3,500 points. If all the chips are indeed shown in this photograph, then there can only be one answer.
Well, what is it?
The value of the chips was the other way around.
Fuck.
Want to know how I think? The small chips were worth 1,000 points, not the big ones.
Madness. Other March Madness.
Show me that photograph of the chips again. There are 6 small chips and 10 large chips. Why, that does make 7,000 points when you add them up.
Oh, now you can do math.
Math!
Excellent work, Justice. It's almost as though you figured it out all by yourself.
Well, I'm just glad I remembered that size doesn't matter.
Excuse me?
Objection, but wait. Well, the chips may be different, but that changes nothing.
Indeed, the victim did have the larger number of chips still. Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Exactly. If the small chips are worth 1,000 and the large chips are 100, let's do a little math. Add up the points for each side of the table.
I carried a 5.
No, he's gonna take a shit.
2. I took a shit. I'll get back to work. Fuck.
The victim, Mr. Smith, had 2,900 points and the defendant had 4,100!
Well now, looks like I've done all the math, and Mr. Wright was winning after all.
Bitch, stop lying.
My client had
You're
even less reason to kill the victim. After all, he was winning!
What if he was just a sole winner?
So
Now, Miss O'Reilly, you must have known the true value of the chips, since you were there at the scene of the crime, weren't you?
Ah!
Oh, that's not a borscht, that's a lobster. I don't know what borscht is.
Order, order! It appears our defendant has lost his motive, and Mr. Wright's supposed defeat never happened.
None.
We must now ask
It's the
ourselves
weakest.
whether we can trust the... Who the fuck
Hold it.
interrupted me?
Oh,
Excuse me, what is it, Miss Orley?
History?
thought
What did
I
he
was
say?
saying this, but... What?
What did he say?
We must ask ourselves whether we can trust the witness's testimony at all.
Okay.
also Borscht is soup, apparently.
It's a
The Sarah
Russian...
should be meat-
Yeah, it's a Russian
vegetables
meat soup.
eating.
I was gonna say, what's the lobster there in there?
Well, Borscht,
Maybe
for the pictures I'm looking, it's red. So
It's red. You can have borscht in 2 types. You can have red borscht or white borscht, but the version she's holding is red.
But
It's
where's
not
the
a-
blue borscht?
red, white, and blue Borscht. The American
Oh,
Russian
shit.
Borscht.
He's-
I was also thinking of Mr. Red White from Blue Corp, but you know.
Actually, you see,
See what, Miss Artie? See what? What do we see?
Nothing with those fucking glasses.
in the last hand, there was cheat.
You're a cheat.
Chet, you said. You don't mean a trick.
Wait, what do you mean? A scam!
They're all the same thing.
Or do you mean? I run
Yes, there was cheat in the last hand. That is why game ends with chips as they are.
Great, just great. First we have lying, now cheating.
Well, this case certainly has taken a turn. For the interesting.
Witness, you will please testify to the court. Tell us about this cheating in the final hand.
You're cheating.
My wife's cheating on me, sir.
The last
I
hand,
missed my wife tails.
both men had full house. There is 4 of
missed
each
my
card in the deck from ace to king. If you look at both men's hands, cheat is more obvious. The next moment, game becomes argument that the defendant's trick was exposed. He took bottle in his hand. Poor Mr. Smith.
Can we look at the hands real quick?
Record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally don't see anything wrong with here.
1 second.
Well, the thing is, Phoenix is on the left, right? They both have full houses, but Phoenix should lose.
That is true, but it says that the cheat is more obvious, and she's claiming a cheat to justify the thing. But he was winning, even though he lost this hand.
Yeah. Also, all the aces are the different suits. So,
Yeah.
Miss O'Reilly, why did you not tell the court about this from the very beginning? I thought I smelled a cover-up here. Well, folks, it's time to throw back the covers.
And throw down a
back
face
to
down.
bed.
A full house is a very high-scoring hand. Not easy to make in my experience.
Not if you play Balatro.
I have not
And
played
no one's
Balatro.
enough
Is it
to
good?
suspect less than scrupulous tactics.
Mr. Gavin, what's a full house?
It's a house.
It's a
That
TV
is
show.
cool.
Pretty good.
And then Fuller House.
And then Full House making me think in the position.
I
Anyways,
can't believe
Lawyers
lawyers
these
need to know poker.
lawyers these days, you don't know your poker.
I can't say this bodes well for your case or career.
Why does poker need this?
What is this? Some kind of secret court poker rig?
Justice. You know the terms one pair, two pair, and three of a kind, yes?
One hole, two hole, three hole.
No problem. 2 cards with the same number makes a pair, and a 3 makes a 3 of a kind.
Now pick your hand with one pair and one three of a kind. That's a full house.
That doesn't sound very easy to make, does it?
It's not that hard.
You can see each player's hand in this photo.
Wow, they both have full houses.
You forget, there's an easy way to make a full house and go undefeated for 7 years. Cheat.
Use a game shot.
Ex-wife.
Whoa! Well, at least he got the divorce, given it's an ex-wife. The defense may cross-examine the witness.
If he did cheat in the last hand, that still leaves one important question. Mr. Wright lost that hand. Who's ever heard of a professional con man losing when they cheat?
You gotta fake some losing, otherwise it's too obvious.
Or each card in deck. This is the part of thing we should probably press this.
Hold it! How was it clear?
Well, the defendant, he played a 5th ace.
A 5th ace?
I still remember both hands very well. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. And Mr. Wright's 2.
Well, we
Obvious
already know what
cheating was a
contradiction is.
foot, or perhaps I could say a hand.
Your Honour, perhaps this can be added to the testimony about Mr. Payne's joke.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to her testimony, please.
Minus Payne's joke, because Payne's jokes are terrible.
Bitch,
That's a
please.
contradiction.
I don't see 5 aces.
I only see
Objection!
4.
It appears the witness is mistaken.
Mistaken? But my name is...
Your
Look,
name
this piece
is-
of evidence clearly contradicts what you said in your testimony.
That's the photo of the chips, is it not?
Justice. Perhaps you ought to explain your point in a way that the judge can comprehend. In other words, use your finger to point out your point.
Yes, please point out the contradiction in this photo.
Look at Mr. Smith's
What
hands.
particular point contradicts the witness's testimony?
Good point.
press
Keep
R.
going.
Let's have to press R.
Oh.
Take that, Miss O'Reilly,
No,
in
no,
your
no, no,
testimony. Oh,
no.
sorry.
My name-
What's your name, Gavin?
No, it's Miss, was it? God,
It's
it's
taken.
mistaken, yeah, is it mistaken now,
Mistake-
remember? It's mistaken.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Gavin. Mistaken. In your testimony, you made the following claim. Mr. Smith's hand has 3 aces. But as you can clearly see, the victim's hand only held 2 aces.
Well, maybe the witness was simply confused. Huh? Did you think about that? That was the defendant's hand that held the 3 aces in question.
Objection. You can't count. Take another look at the evidence.
Apollo.
As you can see, the defendant also had 2 aces in his hand. Where's this fifth ace? I see cheating all right, and it's going on right here in this courtroom.
Is my cheating wife here? Fucking goddamn bitch, leave me alone.
Jesus.
You already took the kids. I'm letting you watch, Shayla.
2 aces
Apollo,
in each player's hand.
Unfortunate
Does make,
festival.
does
Sorry.
make 4 aces total. Hardly proof of cheating.
Wait, please! It is true, I have seen it. The fifth ace. There was cheating, I swear to you.
That's odd. She must be lying. Yet she's the most sincere I've seen her all day.
You're right to trust your instincts, Apollo.
Mr. Gavin,
Who knows what lies in store for us in the trial ahead? Your Honor, if I may, I have a suggestion.
What might that be, Mr. Gavin?
If you don't mind, perhaps we might examine the actual cards.
The cards?
Mr. Payne.
He is not here. Alright.
I'm
It is.
checking what happened. Yes, what?
You smell.
Bitch, you suck.
And you swallow.
Read your fucking line.
The players. Sorry. Right, let me comment. The players' hands that night were set aside as evidence, were they not? The defense would like to request that the cards be shown to the court.
Very well, the prosecution will submit as evidence. Which will you examine? The victim's cards or the defendant's cards?
if these cards don't prove cheating was going on, nothing will. Now, which of these hands is more suspicious?
The victim's hand is the only one that changed, so...
Yeah.
It was the victim's hand that changed over the course of the witness's testimony. The defense requests time to examine Mr. Smith's cards.
Very well, Mr. Payne, if you would.
Very well. Bring in the cards. It's time to duel.
Well, times are wasting. Get to it, Justice.
Yes, sir. I can't believe Mr. Smith has a Gemmin 10 King of Hearts.
When examining evidence, be sure to use your fucking eyes. Try using the Konami code to turn it every which way, and an A and star to input the code. That should give you a better perspective of the case.
I can't believe this guy had full combo.
Okay, let's do this.
Nero!
Up, down, left, right, B, A, start!
My guy's using
God, it
Mark
worked!
sleeves!
What? Your Honor, look at this! One of the
Oh, look,
victim's
I'm-
cards,
I've been diagnosed as blind in the last 10 seconds.
he used a different sleeve!
Yeah. Oh shit.
That's
Yeah, you're right.
impossible. But I put that card in the right side. Ah!
What was that, Miss X? Miss...
Not yet. I merely said, I have eek.
I keep forgetting the joke!
It's even great because it's a joke you want to make.
Your Honor,
Mr. Gavin, yes.
I need 5 minutes. Give me a second.
You need 5 minutes.
That was the joke, because I can't say the name correctly.
Alright, fair
Tell
enough.
me, what is the easiest way to cheat at poker?
To cheat.
I'll tell you. One merely needs a friend, a comrade, shall we say.
Ha! A true communist.
A dealer.
Oh!
Wait, so you mean... This witness, Miss O'Reilly?
He's the cheater. A professional, I imagine.
Yeah.
Is it a lobster?
It's not a lobster, it's just a bunch
No,
of red
it's
stuff.
it's red liquid.
The way it's been determined to be in motion makes it look like a lobster, but it's not a lobster. Order! Order!
Focus,
Don't
Justin.
want a McChicken, sir.
Oh God! Time to take advantage of her. I
Whoa,
mean, of her
Apollo,
mistake.
calm down.
Jesus, man! We're not... Yo.
Apollo, that's mistaken. You can't
Don't
take her.
condone that.
We're not Raymond Shields, man.
That's it. She's mistaken. You can't take her.
This is a voice act. This is typecasting. Your Honor,
What?
please recall the testimony we just
This
heard.
really is kangaroo court.
Well, that's impossible. But I put that card in the Wright's hand, and this flashback happened 2 seconds ago.
Ergo, hitherto, you fucking suck. Miss Olga O'Reilly conspired to cheat. Not with my client,
I can't believe how she was going to cheat with Johnny Smith.
As
but
Mr.
with
Edward
the
just appears in
victim.
as Mr. Edward
Mr.
appears in the courtroom just to say 3 out of 10.
Mr. Shady Smith.
Oh shit. The fucking overtaken theme. Ah, feels good.
Oh!
Not only did she cheat, she cheated poorly. Therefore, that it's not hard to imagine an altercation between her and the victim.
A fuck?
Wait, you don't mean... The defense isn't accusing the witness, Miss Olga Orley, are you?
Time for justice. There were 3 people in the room at the time of the incident. And if Mr. Wright isn't guilty, that means...
I
am.
You're guilty of hello? The comedy
The defense accuses the witness, Miss Olga O'Reilly, of murder.
Oh, he's going to excuse himself. Oh, bye.
Oh, there's a crab in
I
there.
see. That is a lobster. It's literally, there's fucking antennas and shit, like the lobster has.
I saw it that time.
You piece of shit, I was fucking right.
Mr. Payne, where is your witness, Miss Olga Orley?
I rolled a nat 20 on my perception, you all rolled fucking 1.
Your bear sheet has lost the conscience.
Mr. Justice,
And it appears that Mr.
Your
Mr.
Honor,
Payne is being
you're being
contradicted.
charged with assault.
Go
Oh,
to
sorry,
jail.
that wasn't the line. It seems you've presented a new possibility to the court. One suggesting a connection between the witness and the victim, Mr. Smith.
And that means...
This court cannot pronounce a verdict for the defendant at this time.
What?
I did it! I held out!
I see no point in prolonging the trial this day. The prosecution will need to make further inquiry.
What do you want, right?
Mr. Wright!
You can't end the trial here, Your Honor. Not yet.
What bullshit is you spewing now, right?
Think. One of the cards had a different colored back. Don't you wonder what it means?
What the fuck are you doing right? We're literally, what? What the fuck? Any decision right now, you're about to get right off the hook. What the fuck?
Mr. Payne, you of all people should know. Mr. Wright has a talent.
But being a piece of
Horrible,
shit.
ridiculous. Perhaps we should get to the bottom of things. Let's clear up the facts about the game that fateful night.
As was said before, we alternated between 2 decks of cards that night.
That was said before, yes.
The 2 decks at the club have different colored backs, blue and red.
Where's the green one?
There isn't a green one.
I want a green one.
One color per deck.
Why use different colored backs?
And if we use the same color, the 2 decks might get mixed.
You used different colors and they still got mixed up.
We used the red deck for the last game.
I see, but that's odd. For some reason, I have this impression that you were using the blue cards.
Yeah, me too. I'm sure someone said something about blue cards.
Whatever, at the end, one card of the wrong color got into the mix. Means that it was cheating, like my ex-wife.
Yes, a card slipped into the deck would seem to indicate cheating. This isn't battle spirits after all. Yet this card raises 2 serious questions. Apollo?
Yes?
Let's consider the first question, shall we? Think, in the last game, when was the card swapped?
When?
There are 3 broad possibilities here. It could have been swapped before the murder, during the murder, or after the murder.
Thanks for the news bulletin, dickweed.
Breaking news!
Also, it was
Breaking news! Phoenix Wright, complete idiot!
Oh?
Okay, damn it, sorry.
It might be as simple as you think, Mr. Payne. Or it might not be.
Bitch, stop lying.
I'd like to hear what Apollo thinks first. When do you think the cards were swapped?
When was the card swapped into the deck?
Olga Early is certain that she swapped it in herself. And it can't have happened during it because there'd be no point, so it would have to be after the murder occurred.
Yep.
Perhaps it happened after the murder?
That's ridiculous. What's the point of cheating after the hands have been shown? That's silly.
Objection! Yes, but tell me. How do you swap cards during the game? I'll take silly over impossible.
Take it from me, son. There's a lot of silly in this world, but very little impossible.
Oh? Even when the backs of the cards are a different color? If you pulled that during the game, you'd be caught in no time.
Oh, quite true. That would mean that the blue card in question was swapped after the hands were shown. After the murder.
Okay, this is going past silly and straight on to fucking crazy.
I'm in Crazy Town! Crazy, I tell you!
Ask again, what's the point of cheating after the duel's over? Who would do that? Who would summon fucking Stratos after the game is ended?
Who indeed, that's one of the mysteries before us.
There's another?
Yes, a simple yet decisive question must be asked. Who swapped the red card for a blue card?
Me!
Who?
The game and murder is done. The victim is dead. Only two remain in the room, alive, that is. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and our witness, Olga Orley.
Okay, so who was it that swapped the red card for a blue?
Someone else.
That could be someone else.
The one who swapped the cards wasn't Mr. Wright, of course. And, well, it doesn't seem like it could have been Olga O'Reilly either.
What are you suggesting?
It's hardly a logical conclusion, I'll admit. As I think it only makes sense that you to name Miss Orley at this point.
Yes, I know. But she was the one who dealt the card, right? I just can't believe she would make the mistake of swapping the wrong color card.
And if the card was swapped during the game, it'd be obvious. Something you'd like to share with the court, Mr. Wright?
Oh, my apologies, Your Honor. I was just thinking how much fun this all is.
I was so busy watching a fucking hilarious video.
Fun? How about confusion? I have no idea what the defense is claiming, Your Honor.
I claim the defendant is smoking drugs.
The one who swapped the card wasn't the defendant, wasn't Miss Olsen. What the fuck was it? The spirit of fucking Christmas?
No,
Yeah, well, that is the question, isn't it?
yeah, Spirit of Christmas.
Precisely.
Huh?
I believe we're about to see this case take a new direction.
A new direction?
We'll find that indeed, after the murder, the spirit of Christmas arrived. Someone swapped one of the cards in the victim's hand, and that someone made two critical mistakes.
I'm sure you're going to tell us the first was swapping the wrong color card.
Because the one who did the swap didn't know two colors of cards were being used. The other mistake was the number on the card.
Right. The person replaced the 5th ace with a king.
I'm sure whoever swapped it wasn't expecting there to be a 5th ace after all. All they knew was that the game had been won with a full house. So they picked up a king from the table and swapped it in.
There's one problem. According to our caseworker, this person doesn't fucking exist.
True, not until now, but you have to admit the possibility of a fourth person. Though it's more than a possibility. There was someone else there that night at the scene of the crime.
What?
I believe the judge spoke truthfully earlier. You do make trials ridiculous, Mr. Wright.
This trial has proceeded on one central assumption, namely that at the time of the incident there were only 3 people in that room. I believe this new evidence, shall we say, overturns that assumption? The problem was that you chose to conceal this information from the court. I suppose that is a problem, yes. Court is adjourned for a brief recess. Mr. Gavin, I'll see you in my chambers during this recess.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Very well, the trial will resume in 20 minutes.
That's hilarious. Just how much time we have left. That was quite unexpected, Mr. Wright. To suddenly claim there was another person at the scene of the crime like that. I must ask, is it the truth?
Well now, I'd think you would know the answer to that.
Ah, being mysterious, are we? Sadly, I've no time for mysteries. I only ask you to leave the defending to your defense in the future. Otherwise, I cannot guarantee the outcome.
I see you haven't mellowed out one bit, Kristoff.
Justice.
Yes, sir.
The judge has summoned me to his chambers, so carry on without me.
You did well, Apollo.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
What the fuck are you doing? The locket that you wear. Is that really yours, Mr. Wright?
Ah, if you're wondering about the victim's disappearing locket. Here, you can take a look at it. That's a picture of my daughter in it.
Oh, he's so adorable.
Bruce.
I'm just surprised to hear that you got some.
Most people are.
Most people are.
Perhaps you'll meet her one of these days.
One more question. The one who cheated that night, was it you?
What do you think?
Huh?
You know what happened 7 years ago. What I did. It's not unreasonable for you to think I might cheat.
I never, honest, but it is odd that he managed to go undefeated for 7 whole years.
Want to know something? There's only one game where you can be dealt bad cards all night and still win. Poker.
Eh?
You see, poker is all about reading your opponent. In that way, it's a lot like a court case. And
I mean,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
technically, if you get dealt bad hands all night, you can still technically use, even if you can figure out what your opponent's doing, because eventually you have to win a hand in order to win the game. So
Not if your opponent folds every hand.
Yeah, but in the final hand, when it comes to all in, you still have to reveal the hand. They can't just.
If you're so
Oh.
far ahead, you just bet safe. The point is that you have higher points at the end.
I guess. So.
Not everything is an all-in. You don't have to all-in.
Like how the game finally ends, because otherwise you have to effectively scoop.
No, you keep the chips that you won.
I don't know. I think in some tournaments you have to finish it off by having all the chips at the end, don't you?
Not necessarily, no.
Who knows? Anyways,
Poker is like trial law?
Figure out what your opponent is thinking, and you win.
Well, yeah, but that's harder than it sounds.
I think not.
Hmm?
Try as they might to conceal it, everyone reveals their true thoughts in the end. Their body language can become a valuable source of information.
You're kidding!
That witness, for instance, Miss Orley. She would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
No. Come on, who noticed that?
I do.
Words, habits, twitches, it's all information for the reading. That's the secret to winning, Apollo. Someone taught me, and now I pass the secret on to you.
Who actually fucking taught him this?
But I'm not worthy. I mean, there's no way I'll pick up on these signals.
No, you can do it.
Huh?
You just don't know it yet.
What's he talking about?
But you will. Soon. Ah, almost forgot. One more thing. About this case. You should know. I haven't told the truth to anyone.
What? I knew it!
I have my reasons, of course. All shall be revealed.
Meanwhile,
And
the
Apollo.
bailiff in the background there, just is he fucking lying in a court of law? I'm gonna fucking tackle him.
And Apollo, I need you to be there, defending me. I need your power.
My, power? I had no idea my cords of steel were that special.
It's time. The real trial begins now. Do your best.
I'm sorry, Mr. Best isn't in this game.
Unfortunately. Someone would like to say my
Oh,
progress.
Borscht he wants to. Probably should be saying more in case something crashes.
It's unlikely to crash, though.
No man power outages and all that.
I mean, at that point, that's a big fuck you. Court will now reconvene. Has our witness, Miss Olga Orley, recovered?
No, she died.
Did Iffy say be right back? Oh,
No.
he's here.
Doesn't know. Yes, Your Honor. Well, she woke up. Oh no.
Perhaps we can hear her version of the events again.
That's the thing, is she's quite fatigued.
You're only going to be fatigued yourself, Mr. Payne.
Sadly, fatigue is insufficient grounds for refusing to testify or prosecute. The defense would like to request that Miss Orley take the stand.
Very well. The witness will take the stand.
Come back to the stand. Where are you going? Perhaps you could repeat your name and profession. Or perhaps you'd rather admit that you're a poor liar and a poorer loser.
Not.
Oh, okay.
Name's Olga Orley. That's the truth. I'm a pro dealer. People call me Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
Oh!
Do I want to
Really?
know why you got that name?
His nostrils are flaring.
Wanna know something else? I'm not really Russian, and my last name sounds like oh really.
I
There,
called
that's
it!
the truth. I hope you're satisfied.
Nice.
Witness! You will tell the court what you were really up to that night.
Fine, I'll talk. We had a plan, see?
Let me remind you that you are currently under oath. Any further fabrications will have serious consequences, as opposed to the previous 500 cases of perjury.
Your Honor, how many times has perjury not had any severe consequences?
Fine. Like I said, I'm a pro. That guy Smith hired me to do what I do best. I was planted at the Borscht Bowl Club several days prior to the night of the game. As a waitress.
So you're in cahoots with the victim.
Not that he needed my help. Smith is a well-known poker player in some circles. But winning wasn't the main purpose of this game. It was about destroying a legend. The unbeatable Phoenix Wright. The plan was simple. Elegant, really. You see, we set up a trap of sorts. I was to plant a card in Mr. Wright's pocket beforehand, and then deal 5 aces during one of their games. When their hands were revealed, Smith would call him out and search Wright. He would then pull out the planted card and the trap would snap shut.
This is shoddy, so Lawrence.
I don't even know what voice to give him right now. I can't do Shardy from fucking Yu-Gi-Oh!
Then don't. Just do a voice that you think fits.
Nah, fuck it, we're doing it now.
I can't believe Shoddy is just gonna be Borat.
It's what the gods! Yeah, I mean, it works. We'll go with it.
Exposed as a cheater and losing on top of it would have made a great double play. Just like that, the legend would be dashed to pieces.
Indeed. Getting caught red-handed at cheating would cast doubt on all his prior wins.
A 7-year legend destroyed by one little card. That was the plan.
Oh, really, Orley? How droll. It appears you made quite the mistake.
A mistake?
I agree the trap was elegant. Yet what happened to that planted card?
Hey, that's right.
He's lucky, I'll give him that. You'd have to be to slip free from a trap laid by Olga Quick Fingers Orley.
That doesn't answer the question.
Oh, really? The witness would be much cuter if she dispensed with the evil mastermind shtick.
Cute? Who wants to be cute? I'm not cute. I'm bad. You hear me? Bad.
No, you're not. Bad as in
No,
prison.
I'm bad.
Bitch, please!
I'll put it on your forehead.
Well, when you're through being Michael Jackson bad, perhaps you could testify to the court? Tell us about this trap and how it was sprung.
It was Mirror Force.
She played a full deck of it.
That night, I ran a deck of 12 Mirror Forces.
Oh, shit.
That night, I planted the card like I was supposed to, and Wright lost the last hand, just like he was supposed to. Then Smith searched it. But the planted card was gone. The trap failed. The next moment, Wright picked up a bottle and swung it. It wasn't me who hit Smith, it was that no-good cheating defender.
You're a no good cheating defender.
Surprisingly frank testimony that still leaves us mostly in the dark.
The trap was perfect, I tell you. Perfect if that rotten cheater hadn't messed it up.
Look who's talking!
Well, the testimony, for what it's worth, is all yours, Mr. Justice.
With witnesses like her, who needs criminals?
Whoa.
And with defendants like Mr. Wright, who needs prosecutors?
Oof.
And if defense attorneys like, I don't know, I can't think of anything else.
With
I mean, we need to
prosecutors
press
like
the
Winston Payne, who needs defense attorneys?
Who needs a courtroom, really?
What do you use this game? Just turn it off.
I think we should press. I think we need to press the fourth statement.
Because she's scratching the back of her head.
Yes, I think that's what triggers, the thing.
Hold it! Wait, isn't that a little odd?
What's odd?
You searched Mr. Wright, thoroughly, and found nothing? Which means he didn't cheat, which means he had no reason to strike the victim.
What? Well,
As we suddenly have a heart attack in the middle of the courtroom.
The death note just hits.
Well, that just now. I sensed something.
Something wrong, Mr. Justice.
No, nothing, Your Honor. What to do? Should I press her a little harder?
Yeah.
Press harder.
Miss O'Reilly, you're hiding something.
what are you talking about? You? Me? Quick fingers orally? Hide something?
Literally, what you're supposed to be. That's still.
Defense were framed on baseless accusations.
I have one question for the witness, then. You say you saw the moment the defendant hit the victim. Is this true?
Of course it's true. I did see it, honest. I saw it when Wright hit it. With my own eyes, I saw it.
What's this weird vibe I'm getting?
That witness, for instance, Miss Orley, she would touch the back of her neck during certain parts of her testimony. Did you notice?
Touching her neck, was it?
Whoa! You can't just look in on her chest, follow. Calm down. That zoom was just
Whoa! What's going on? This sensation. It's coming into focus.
I
can
an
see
eye,
it.
but it feels. I don't know why. You know how it looks like an eye? It looks like Apollo is just going through like some kind of traumatic thing, or like this
It's
is like
like
the
some
moment you see when you get a heart attack or something.
It's more like
Like
the
a
moment
Sharingan.
when Sasuke activates the Sharingan and goes, I can see it!
Hold on.
There! That twitch! It's so clear! It's like I could perceive her habit like I couldn't before.
R.
Gotcha!
No, we're not playing Genshin Impact. There's no gotchas here.
Miss O'Reilly! Perhaps you're unaware of this yourself.
Unaware of what?
You failed the vibe check! Wherever you get to a certain part of your testimony, you touch the back of your neck with your left hand.
My neck? So what?
What indeed, Justice? I haven't noticed anything of the sort.
When she says that part of her testimony, she's subconsciously recalling something. Her body reacts to the memory, and she touches her neck. I'm sure of it.
A memory. Would someone care to explain what the fuck he's going on about?
This is highly unusual, but let's ask the defense. You claim the witness is remembering something. Maybe you have evidence of this memory to show us?
Her habit is scratching her neck when she talks about the moment of the crime. So what would remind her most of the moment of the crime? Miss O'Reilly, when you recall the crime that night, you scratch your neck. I've noticed it happens when you think about the moment of the crime. There must be some reason behind this habit of yours. I believe the weapon that left an erasable impression on your neck is this. Whenever she talks about the moment of the crime, she touches her neck. And what reminds us more of that moment than this bottle, the murder weapon. But something doesn't fit. If you were only the witness to the crime, why would that make you touch your neck like you're in pain?
What?
I can't believe she's paying. I can't believe she's both standing on the witness stand and on the prosecution bench.
Can't believe she's in pain.
Whoa.
Just like Sheila.
Whoa!
It was Sheila.
This just
That's
in.
It was Sheila, the victim who was hit, not you.
Whoa.
Just do the cross examination, not a cross-wall conjecture. The witness's habits, they're completely irrelevant.
Yeah, crossword conjecture sounds like a JoJo arc.
Justice, I'll admit I'm a bit confused myself. It's certainly a unique cross-examination.
I'll explain later. Just trust me. Now's our only chance to break her.
Whoa! Apollo, come on.
Like the kick.
Miss O'Reilly, please testify in detail about the moment of the crime. The very moment.
Yeah, I am knowing nothing.
We know you're not Russian.
The witness will testify, please, now.
Bah, fine. He's the one who did it. I didn't let him out of my sight until the cops got there.
That's wrong.
Yes, he left the room.
Yes, because he...
He went to phone the police.
on the restaurant's first floor.
Objection! Miss O'Reilly, we have a record here that clearly contradicts what you said. It states that the police were alerted by a report from the defendant. And we know that the defendant left the room, climbed the stairs, and made that phone call from the first floor of the Borscht Bowl Club. So, explain how you kept your eyes on the defendant when he left the room entirely.
Yeah.
There's the lobster.
There it is. It's the lobster. Now you definitely can't say it's not lobster.
I mean, I saw it when she had the first breakup. The man who picked up a bottle and swung it that night wasn't the defendant.
And we're back here again. I like how the shadow moves too.
Showdown time. Lawrence?
You dirty shit! Check his pockets now!
It's gone! The card's gone!
Oh.
You lose.
Just then, Smith grabbed the bottle from next to Ryan, and he hit me.
You, some master of cheating you turned out to be!
Oh.
When I came to,
The victim was already done, is that it?
that's why I couldn't reveal who I really was. If it came out that I was in league with Smith, I'd be a suspect for sure.
Well, where does this leave us?
Madness. This is utter much fucking madness. I'm dreaming.
This is a madhouse. Madhouse.
Must have been me who was over the bottom imagining all this bullshit.
It appears our prosecution is at its wit's end, and frankly, I can't blame him. Mr. Gavin, what do you think about this turn of events?
Mr. Gavin, sir?
Oh, sorry, I was playing video games. I believe that is the defense in this case. They are compelled to call Miss Orley a big fat liar.
What?
Christoph, what the fuck? You can't just call someone that. Three were in the room the night of the murder. The defendant, victim, and her. And she has a motive.
A motive?
Her plot foiled. The witness got into an argument with her client, Mr. Smith. And the denouement?
Denouement.
the moment of that argument was murder.
What? I'm no killer. And who you calling fat? It's a trap. Someone's trying to frame me.
I mean, she looks pretty slim.
What tangled webs we weave when we practice to deceive. So tangled we catch ourselves in the process. Mr. Wright? Such a hasty conclusion. It's not like you, Christoph Gavin.
What are you saying?
Why not consider the other possibility? That there was another person in the room at the time of the murder.
Right, like Mr. Wright was saying before recess.
A single card was swapped into the... A single card was swapped into the victim's hand after the murder. And the one who swapped the card didn't know two colors of cards were being used. A fourth person.
Ha! This theory in the fourth person doesn't fucking exist.
Indeed. That's why I decided to bring this case to court. Here, where there's no escape, and no chance for deception. The perfect place to catch the real criminal. The real criminal? And we're in luck. A clue to the real criminal's identity was kindly provided for us. And right at the beginning of the trial, no less.
What?
Apollo, perhaps you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry.
Remember what I said? The fourth person who swapped the cards made one critical error.
He or she wasn't considering the color on the backs of the cards.
Right. But how could such an obvious mistake occur? The cards used for the last game were red. Yet, there is one person here, in our court, who thought that those cards were blue.
I believe it was
Yeah.
me.
I had that impression too. But why?
Well, Apollo, think you can figure out who it was?
It's not me, I swear.
It was Vincent Payne. Get him.
Who is this fourth person?
Why do I always get put on the spot like this?
Let's hear what the defense has to say. Who was it? Who thought the cards used in the final game were blue?
Winston Payne. No, you know who it was? It was Shardy. He
Yep.
fought it. Can't believe it. Also, it says today. How was he?
As I expected.
Who was he?
I'll
How was
see you
he?
guys next time on... that's not even finished right still. Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. I'll see you around.